It's a nice, beautiful morning. Yago Dor enjoying the sunrise. Also, Betty Lou getting prepared on the Red Bull ski. We've got Medina talking shop in the boat, and the defending event champ, Caroline Marks, Italo, all smiles here in paradise as they check the morning conditions. And Jack, defending event champ, bringing his shaper, Eric Arakawa, with him on this trip to the end of the road. Tati preparing, Riss is back. Katie still world number 1. A lot of excitement in the air with Vahine trying to win one for French Polynesia. Big opening day.
The end of the road. The surf world narrows its focus.
There's no other wave really like it in the world.
The consequences here really are truly definite.
The world's best are here to send it over the ledge and into the history books.
The show continues.
This is the 2024 SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro presented by Outerknown.
You're on, everybody, and welcome to the Outerknown Dawn Patrol here in paradise. A lot to talk about on the show today. The favorites to win this event. And the wild card story is always incredible when you come to a slab like this. Also, Slater is back, falling off the tour full time, but getting the wild card for this event, and he has a lot to show. Looking for a 6th event title this year as we come to you post-cut. The field has shrunken down to top 22 for men, top 10 for women, and look at these wonderful people next to me. Thanks for being with us. This is the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro presented by Outerknown. I'm Joe Turpel, Felicity Palmatier, and Jesse Mendez, 2 goofy foots that enjoyed their time on the championship tour. Flick, tell me why you love this place so much. I even heard you say it's your favorite spot on the planet.
It is, that's true. We were talking about it this morning. This place just has a special energy. Everyone that comes here will say that. And yeah, it's just the beautiful mountains, the crystal clear blue ocean, and then contrasted against this awe-inspiring wave.
Gosh, and Jesse, for you, competing here over the years, you love it so much. You came here, what, a week ago to get here nice and early?
I mean, take advantage of it. We had a great swell last week, and we got amazing waves. And for me, what makes this place special is just the people around. I have so many good friends, and it's relaxing, you know? Look behind us. It's just a beautiful day.
Gosh, you do feel relaxed right now. He's been nice and barreled all week. I'm jealous. Let's get the official call now out in the channel. Big good morning to Chris Cote with our commissioner, Jesse Miley-Dyer.
Yeah, thanks, team. All right, Jesse, so this is day 1 of the waiting period. What's the call going to be?
Yeah, so we're off. We're off for today. It's obviously a beautiful morning out here. We've got really nice conditions, but that swell's not quite there. So we're going to be off today, and we're actually going to be off for tomorrow as well.
Okay, so 2 days of fun conditions. Today looks like a day that a mortal could go out there and catch a couple fun waves, but I feel like that's going to change looking forward into the contest window.
It really is. I mean, we have huge swell coming. You know, let's call it what it is. In a really exciting way, though. Like, how great! Like, how good for us to be here and to get one of those solid swells. There are for sure a day or two in there that could be potentially too big for both of the divisions, which is also again something to really watch for us and could be exciting either way. But for us to be here and to be looking at such a great forecast, and you know, it's an awesome opportunity for all of our surfers to be here and show what they've got, and also to be warming up for the Olympics. It's awesome.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Something wicked may be just around the corner. A great warm-up day for the surfers in the lineup, and a great day, I think, for the crew to get ready for what's possible around the corner, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris. And Jesse Miley-Dyer, commissioner, calling today off. There have been days like this in the past of this event where you'd be hoping for these kind of conditions. Really fun type surf, fun barrels, but a lot to look forward to in the Surfline Forecast. Big thanks to Schaller Perry, who will be joining us throughout the broadcast. And it's always fun when you're the forecaster delivering what looks like really good news, Jesse.
I mean, it looks very exciting. Obviously, we had a little bit of a southwest post last night filled in, and today's kind of going on the downside for us. We're going to have a few lay days most likely because it's going to drop, but then as the week comes, as the week ends, looks like we're going to have a good day on Saturday, and then looks exciting for the rest of the day.
Oh, it looks super exciting. I feel like, I mean, today, obviously, it's dreamy conditions, like Jesse said. There is swell. This is what we're looking at today. We've got 4 to 6 foot faces, and that's going to maintain all throughout the day. So maybe a fun surf for us, and offshore all day as well, which is great. But what Chris was indicating, we just got to look further into the waiting period. Obviously, the next couple of days, we're off on Friday as well, but, off on Thursday, but cast rise to Saturday, 6 to 8 foot, 10 foot faces, and, side offshore winds. So I'm really excited for the rest of this forecast, and even further on too, looks great.
Really cool to look at those numbers really increase. They'll be looking at Friday for that next opportunity to maybe kick off opening day. And Schaller Perry was saying when you've got that high pressure, going along with a strong storm, that's just setting up greatness for that long period southwest swell that really loves coming here to the end of the road. Coming up on the Outerknown Dawn Patrol, it's all about Gabriel Medina. He's 19th in the world, but he is the most dominant in the modern era here at Teahupo'o. More on him right after this. You're watching Outerknown Dawn Patrol. It's a glorious day. The waves are fun, but we're waiting for bigger, better conditions. It's offered today and tomorrow, but most of the tour is actually out there putting in incredible free surf, including Medina, who's probably getting the most barreled. That's a tradition when he comes out here to warm up. Joe, Flick, and Jesse, as we break down Gabriel's season, it's interesting how slow he did start, maybe his slowest start of his career, getting knocked out early. We start getting real nervous about the midseason cut. He finds himself number 19 in the world, coming into what is his favorite event on tour.
Oh, and without a doubt, I mean, you just got to look at the stats, right? The stats don't lie. In the last 7 starts, he's made 6 of those finals. That's absolutely incredible. And for me, when I think about people who perform really well out here, straight away Kelly comes to mind. But if you look at how limited starts that Gabe's had compared to Kelly, it's incredible. And that I think that just speaks to his ability to break down a spot so quickly, become comfortable out there, and just, it seems to me he knows every part of this reef, and he looks and feels comfortable.
He definitely feels comfortable. I was actually having a walk with him yesterday to go surfing. He called me to go surfing, and he said what makes this place so special for him is just how there's not much attention on top of him. There's not many fans, it's not big crowds, so everything he needs to focus is just going out and surfing, so he feels just at home.
As we look at this run that we were talking about, look at those last 7 starts, 6 finals. That's unbelievable. 2 wins, runner-up 5 times, including last year in a heartbreak against Jack Robinson. So coming back to really play hardball this year. He wants to win that event. He probably wants Jack again in that final. And remember, you've got to look at your fantasy teams early, because now we're not giving you that time to check out the opening round and go through the elimination round. It is set right before that first heat starts. If you don't have Medina on your team, I don't know what's going on. I mean, because he has earned the most points for fantasy surfer players for the last, almost a decade now.
Oh, it's a sure bet. I mean, you've got to be doing it. The stats don't lie. Just look at it. It's on paper. It's right here.
We've got our defending event champ as well, defending world champ, Caroline Marks as well, who is outside the final 5, heading into stop number 6, Jesse.
Yeah, mostly finishing the end with the world title. You expect her to just be right up there again, but it's been a little bit slower side. But like Flick already mentioned before, she's been on that situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's most likely she can step it up again here.
Completely. Like this time last year, this was the event that sort of kick-started her role into making that Final 5. She obviously won here, went to El Salvador, won there as well. But something to note, she actually has started this year off more consistent than the previous years. So you've got to be thinking that she's confident. And with every heat she surfed here last year, her performance just got better and better. And she's obviously goofy, so she's front side facing the wave. Goof. And
What's that?
But
What's
yeah,
that?
So many goofy footers around me.
Surrounded.
It's crazy. Cote, Miley Dyer, Strider was out there, Kaipo. There's so many goofy foots. But anyways, Caroline is also looking for her first win of the season, just like Medina, and she's in a great place. However, look at her draw that she has in the opening round, dealing with Molly Picklum, who's been breaking the internet with her posts lately, and also the rookie Sawyer Lindblad.
yeah, this is a cracker, a heat. Heat 4, Molly Picklum. Do yourself a favour, if you haven't seen the wave that she took off on when that last swell was here, she waited all day for her basically to the dying hours of light, and it was an absolute nugget. Caroline, defending champ, reigning world champ, and then Sawyer. This is her first year here. She put in a good performance at Backdoor and Pipe. I thought that was her first time there, and she got a nugget at Backdoor. So it's completely within her to absolutely charge. So yep, this is one to watch.
A big one to look forward to in the opening round as Caroline looks to go back-to-back here in Tahiti. Remember, we do have some wild cards to talk about, and including one named Vahine that's made back-to-back semifinals at Teahupo'o. You're watching Outerknown Dawn Patrol here on opening day of the waiting period. It's been called off, but check out this view. Yep, that's Shane Dorian, a man that's been to the final out here with Kelly back in 2000. Crazy highlights. Hanging out with Carissa Moore, the 5-time world champ, who stepped away from competition after Pipe, but back here as a wild card to compete with her good friends, her peers, her rivals. A lot to look forward to in the wild card story when we come to Tahiti every year. As we remember, we've had an all wild card final in the past with Bruno Santos winning over local boy Manodro Ole. I mean, that one is just cemented in our memory banks as what wild cards can really do out here to upset the world title race. And a lot of cool faces to look forward to seeing from the giants like Carissa and Kelly back. Emotional win in the trials for Mihimana Brai. And also Vahine Fierro mixing things up.
All these wild cards, absolutely sensational. Carissa, obviously we know she's been logging a lot of time here. Anytime there was a swell, she's been coming down, putting in the time, getting better and better. And, you know, I think she's already been here for about a month, like you said, Jesse, so long time. But for me, Vahine, obviously she's semi-final 2 years in a row, but you can see even before, she's a smiling assassin. She wants this win so badly. This is her break. That she's got one hand on that trophy, and it's everyone else's job to take it off her, as far as I'm concerned.
She looks so comfortable. She looks so happy at the opening ceremony. Her younger sister made a short film about her. I think she's going to premiere this week, but she's got a lot of reps here on the reef, learning a lot from guys like Jeremy Flores and here at Terra Natufa, especially this season, Jesse.
I mean, she's the queen of this wave. As you see her technique right there, just how she's comfortable taking off under the ledge. Once again, like, this is so hard to do, and it takes a lot of time for you to actually be comfortable. This wave has so much power, so much volume, more than pretty much anywhere in the world. So for her to look that comfortable and that stylish just show that she's want to take the win.
Also, not just a wild card that gets barreled, she's had a decent start to the Challenger Series this year, sitting in the top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's most deadly about Vahine is that, you know, sometimes Jesse and I were talking about it yesterday, but you get these local wild cards and they're amazing out here and they're, you know, they're specifically good at this wave, but they might lack a little bit of that competition strategy, whereas Vahine is full-time on the Challenger Series and she's been very close to qualifying a couple of times, so she's got that strategy down. And yeah, I've already said it, but she's just definitely one to watch.
Really cool. Back-to-back semifinals for Vahine. Now her 5th overall appearance in a CT as a wild card. When you come to Tahiti, though, there's a lot of heats you think of, a lot of great memories, but maybe one matchup that stands alone as maybe the greatest heat of all time as we open up the WSL Vault presented by Outerknown. We'll go back to 2014. Look at these graphics. Incredible. going back to the start, Kelly versus John, we almost had 2 10s on the opening exchange.
I mean, that was pretty much a perfect heat. The conditions were pristine, perfectly 10-foot faces or even more, glassy. And what was the difference in between those two? Like, it's even hard to pick it apart. Like, they're both, I mean, they both had a perfect heat pretty much.
There was one judge that threw 2 10s. So
there
type
you
of
go.
start, just a 10 for John, a 10 for Kelly.
They should have redone that heat.
Finished in the tiebreak. John lost with 4 9s. The lowest score in this heat, an 8.17 that Kelly threw away.
Oh, it's incredible. And you already said this was probably one of the best heats in the history books. And for some reason, there's a few of those. But Kelly's name is always in them. He's always mentioned in them. And he has this special ability. It's like he rises to the occasion. When the surf is like this, it's that good. He just goes to a different dimension and just something special happens. He really clicks in. But notable mention to John because his backside tube riding and his ability to pull in with no grab rail, super impressive.
Says he feels more comfortable that way, and it's unbelievably technical and risky. The scores came into the end. Kelly winning on tiebreak with his 10 over John's high score of a 9.9. One of the greatest heats of all time as we focus on the best career in surfing history. 5 event wins, no one touches him there, and he's the only one with an excellent average heat score, 16.24 combined total here at Teahupo'o.
Oh.
I mean, if you look at that, what catches my attention is what you just mentioned, the average heat score. Try and get 16 points here at Chopu. Try and have that average over 19 events. Like, that's out of this world.
When we talked to him in Margaret River, and there was some emotion there when he ended up losing out in that event, he was open on the post show saying, hey, the events that I love are obvious, you know, and this being one of them. He's here to win. His more recent wins in his career have been at Pipe and also here at Tahiti when he beat John Florence in the final. And the way he can compete out here with a great-looking forecast, look out.
It's exactly what I was about to say. He'd be rubbing his hands together looking at the forecast, no doubt. And yeah, I mean, he obviously got the win at Pipe like a few years ago, and it's still so doable for him when it gets completely perfect. And yeah, I can't wait to see this week unfold.
So a lot of things to discuss post-cut. Remember, we have a shorter field now. Top 10 full-time heading into the final 5 for the women. Top 22 for the men. Remember, first heat winner, number 1, who gets that first place spot, skips around. Second and third will now go to the elimination round. And also get your fantasy team set before the event kicks off. We're going to really focus on the heats to watch coming up next on the Outerknown Dawn Patrol.
All together, please.
We are so grateful to be back here in Tahiti and would like to formally acknowledge that we are here on Teahupo'o and Whare Mahora land. We acknowledge the Teahupo'o and Whare Mahora people, the owners of the land and waterways, and pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging. This beautiful island of Tahiti, the biggest island in the French Polynesia archipelago. And we've been coming here for over 2 decades to watch the world's best compete. We looked at the opening round for this event, and it looks unbelievable. And trying to actually pick out the heats to watch is pretty tough. That's why I'm going to focus on you guys for this one. Starting off with the men, there's 4 heats in this round that feature big-name world champions. We've got John Florence, Kelly Slater. We've got Italo, Gabriel Medina, Jesse. Which is the heat to watch?
I want to watch heat number 2 just because of the forecast for the first day to possibly run. It's going to be on that mid-size, and who's better than Iago to get him barreled and come it up with some big rail turns and some big airs?
Really good point, Jesse. Flick, you don't have to agree, but you're allowed to if you'd like to.
No, I disagree. I think it's heat 3. You can't go past Kelly, 11-time world champ, obviously won out here 5 times. Jack, defending champ. And he's a bit of a wizard, you know, he just clicks into a different gear. There's something special going on with him. And then Ramsey, who obviously charged at the beginning of the year, he actually got a nugget, a pipeline, when it was bigger and more solid. So, yeah, heat 3 for me.
Exciting. Let's flip to the women's draw. And remember, post-cut, we've only have 4 heats in these opening rounds. Jesse, which one's popping out for you?
I got to go again with Heat 2. Obviously the Queen of Chopu, and I heard she's been pulling the local priority card here the last few days. So I really want to see her just, you know, step it up and put some pressure in Caitlin and Tyler.
I love that. Flick, what are you seeing here?
Heat 3 again. Joanne Defay, number 2 in the world. Betty Lou, who put in an amazing performance at Pipeline this year. For me, she's right up there as one of the most technical backhand shoe riders on the women's side. And then Carissa, just because obviously she's put in so much time. She's already been here for almost a month. Yeah, it's Heat 3 for me.
Really looking forward to seeing that one go down. Remember Betty Lou's first start there. And remember, another reminder for your fantasy teams, make sure that you get them set before the event starts. Everyone used to playing the last couple of seasons. They're used to changing their team in the elimination round, enjoying the opening round, but you have to get it set before that first horn goes off, which could end up being Friday. Today's off, tomorrow's off. Enjoy your time and enjoy WorldSurfLeague.com.